Hey yo, this is Dillio coming to you in another video, and in this video we're going to talk about how to create industry sounding tracks, how to create industry sounding beats. And I want to provide you two things and two practical tips that you can apply across the board. The first thing is about sounds. Of course, when you're thinking about tracks, you're thinking about what you hear, versus tip number two, which is dealing with mindset, because the mindset to me plays a bigger role than the platform you use or the sounds you use. But I do know that sounds matter, so we're going to talk about that in this video. The first thing that I would say about how to have industry sounding tracks is to select your sounds. A lot of sounds that come with platforms are getting better, but a lot of them may not sound so great to you. However, I think that it's important to remember that there are always sounds available. There's always companies that are giving out free samples. There's always companies that are putting out free drum samples. All you gotta do is network some producers, and somebody will have a folder for you that you can download where you can put those sounds in there. Drum sounds make a difference. You definitely want them to hit. You definitely want them to hit hard, so you got to understand the processing that goes behind those drum sounds. Another great thing to do, and really honestly it's the quickest way to sound like you have something industry standard, is to use loops. Loops are everywhere. I'm making some myself. They're everywhere, and they sound processed. They sound amazing. They sound great. The trade-off between using loops and creating your own tracks or own stuff from scratch is that you don't get to learn the process. You don't get to learn the process of how to create the loops in the first place. You don't learn the process of how to get that sound that they did, but you can get to the result of what you're trying to hear faster. So that makes a difference. So I think it's good to get some sounds together, work on your sampling on whatever platform that you use, and also employ loops and drag those bad boys in, because that's the era we are in now. Everybody's using loops and sounds, so there's always an ample amount of fresh sounds out there that you can use. So don't be afraid to kind of just pull different sounds to create industry sounding stuff like that. And also another way to do it, or a way to get to that result of having an industry sounding track, is to listen to what the industry is putting out and then try to recreate it, or try to use sounds that you hear. Use sounds that you hear in the music, use sounds that you hear in the drums. Arrange your tracks or arrange your beats in the way that you hear the songs go. Understand what bars are, understand what measures are, understand the beginning. I was collaborating with Bubba Got Beats, and one of the things that I really like about him that inspires me was his ability to change up the beat and provide different melodies in different sections. Whereas I would like to kind of just keep things moving. I like how he will kind of go the extra step and create extra melodies on top of melodies already. Everything sounding good, but he'll take an extra melody and then slice it in between of that and put a different counter melody into that. I think that's a great idea to use when you're trying to create industry level songs and stuff like that and sounds. So remember that will make a difference when you're trying to create industry sounding tracks. Make sure they're loud, make sure they're hitting, and you'll be in good shape. The other thing is mindset. Mindset, I'll put it this way: you're only one connection away from sounding like the industry. You're only one connection away from getting a placement, or one process away from getting to where you want to go. You may think that it may not sound that good, but we got to think about where does that come from. It's because we're just starting out, because it doesn't sound like who we want to sound like. And I'll be the first to tell you, you can make the greatest stuff, and there will be still somebody on the internet that doesn't like what you do. Who doesn't think that what you're making is industry ready? Who doesn't think that? And when it comes to mindset, you have to believe first that it sounds good, that it's industry ready, or that it sounds like something professional. Professional is a very relative term, because what happens when you don't put that much effort into a track? What happens when you don't really select all these fancy sounds and use all these fancy loops, and you just press a note on the piano in the right way and extract the right vibe with a certain artist, and that certain artist is connected to the right person who puts it out internationally with the right label and with the right company, you can see where this goes. And so that success wasn't based on how good your sounds were, but by your connection. I'm at the point to where I'm believing that it's almost more important to have the right connection than the right sounds. It's more important to have the right types of beats than anything else. I'm sorry, I just screwed it up, but I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to keep this rolling. I think it's more important for the right connections than the right sounds and the right arrangement, because with the right connections, you connect those who value what they do or don't know about your value, but once they finally hear it, which become genuinely invested in help you move forward in your career. And obviously that's not around and that's not easy to get. You can't buy a plugin for connections. You can't buy samples for the right connections. The right connections matter a lot. Having people involved that are seriously, genuinely interested in your success. That is hard to get. It can be achieved. It's not impossible, but it's hard to get. And you have access to all the synthesizers and all the plugins in the world, but without someone there that genuinely wants to connect with you to build it, it doesn't mean that you're even not industry standard. It just means that they aren't the right people. And in the meantime, while you're dealing with all those people, have the mindset of what you're making has value, what you're making sounds good, and make sure it's something that you can buy from it. And also this, sometimes I know it can feel like every day it's about trying to figure out how to make it. Every day it can feel like, okay, who do I got to connect with? All right, I got this event. And I understand there's a lot of fluff out there and there's a lot of misinformation. That's why I'm making this video, because it's my intention to genuinely help. It's my genuine intention to help encourage you. And even though my intentions are genuine, there's always going to be somebody on the internet that takes issue with it, but that's their problem. Just know that I'm here trying to give some advice, try to push you forward, and hopefully provide something that you can use, because I don't like to do fluff. I don't like to give you a bunch of crap. I just want to give you something that can help you move forward. I just want to give you some tips. I just want to build and provide something that you can use. So don't be afraid to experiment with loops. Don't be afraid to experiment with sounds. Don't be afraid to network. And if the first 5 people that you network with who are connected, who got awards, who got Grammys, don't mess with you like that, keep meeting more people. Keep meeting more people. Keep finding more artists like myself. I have artists that show up and disappear. That's okay. I need to meet more artists and make more connections. Maybe these set of sounds don't work. Okay, go find some more sounds. And also, it's okay to stop. Chill out for a little bit. Get out and take a walk. Play a video game. Do something different. It doesn't mean you have to quit, but it's something that you can use to move forward. So it's just me just trying to help. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below. That will help me out. And the notification bell will help me out. Hitting the subscribe button will help me out. And that's how we get to these industry track sounds. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.